What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Elite Dangerous. You might be wondering, well, Sparrow, we're in hyperspace, where are we going? That is a very good question. I have a 13 jump sequence that I'm going to be completing, hopefully, today. I'm probably not going to record it all like I used to do for exploring, just because that's, well, annoying for the most part. But we're headed to Eurybia? I'm not really sure how you're supposed to say that. That's what I'm going with. Because I really need to do some engineering. It's something that I put off for a long time because it's a little bit more of the tedious side of Elite's quote-unquote, I guess you could consider it endgame if you wanted to. I don't really know that it's actually endgame or not until you're in like a Conda or a is it a Corvette? I forget which one is the bigger. There's the Cutter, and I think is the Federal on the Corvette? I can't remember. Anyways, when you're into those like, oops, yep, totally forgot I added that. When you're into those bigger ones, you know that it's the bigger ships. You can't get any bigger than this. And now you've got all the good stuff, and so now you're just upgrading good stuff. So I kind of consider engineering sort of endgame, but when you get into decent-sized ships where you could keep the items that you've upgraded, and they are interchangeable into your bigger ships and stuff, it's not really a big deal to engineer them before you're into those big ships. But I can't really do any more to this ship, honestly, at this point, other than engineering it, for the most part. There are still things I could do to, like, tweak and such, but a lot of it has to do with engineering. I mean, I even got up to the point where I finally got military-grade composite. This is where I am, so I do have one more. I am so thrilled that they did add this new thing, for those of you that may not have seen it. So this icon means this is the last chance to scoop fuel on this route. Now, I haven't tested it thoroughly, but I'm pretty sure it does take into account what type of star it is, because when I clicked on this one, it does have 2 F stars, so you can scoop from that. So that's a really cool feature that I really like. I didn't actually check to see if it shows up on your HUD here. It doesn't look like it does, so you probably have to keep an eye on your system map for that one. But yeah, I'll probably pick up a little bit and then we'll go. But I'm on my way to a system. We'll probably do some bounty hunting today or some kind of combat because, well, I don't know, because to unlock the engineer that I looked up and I'm going for, you have to basically get in good with the Mafia in this system. So I'm gonna look up and see if there's... it's an anarchy system, so I'm not really sure how bounty hunting will work. I haven't done that. I haven't done bounty hunting in an anarchy in a long time, so I don't really remember if you can still bounty hunt or if you have to do missions, or we'll work on it. I did add a cargo rack as well, because eventually I have to bring her enough of an item, and obviously without a cargo rack I can't do that. So there's that. I took out my... What did I take out? I took out my, my landing module. The planetary landing module. Well, no, not the planetary landing module, but the SRV hangar. I took the hangar out, and I put a cargo rack in, and I took my auto-docking computer out, and I put in a fuel scoop for this trip, because it looked like this area here, where we were going to be scooping from, was virtually uninhabited. There was no stations or anything. So, yeah, I went ahead and did that. But it's an engineer we haven't met yet, and I didn't actually know that was a thing. Like, full disclosure, for anybody that hasn't been keeping up with my series, I don't know much about engineers. I did a little bit with the Dweller in one of the betas, or one of my other... Because I obviously don't have it. You know, it says gain access with dealing with 5. I had it at one point, don't have it now, so it must have been a beta or something. But I did a little bit of engineer stuff, really hadn't done much with it. I met this one, I've unlocked him, but it only works for multi-cannons, fragmentation cannon, and those are kind of the last things I'm really concerned about. I have these two that are available, but I have to provide them with stuff, which I haven't done. And they're a pretty decent clip away from where I was. So I looked it up online, though, and I don't know how you're supposed to know this stuff. That's my only other thing, is I'm not really sure how you're supposed to know unless you just know. Because I don't see anything in-game that actually tells you or notifies you of what to look for. Like, how would you know to go to this system and get in go with the Mafia, and then this other engineer will talk to you? I don't know. Like, it's not very clear about that, or I'm doing something that I'm not aware of, like I'm doing something wrong, which that's always an option for me, because like I've said before, I've played this a long time, but I'm not a diehard vet that's the only game I play and stuff, and so I've never really researched a lot of this stuff. I basically fly around and shoot things and upgrade my ship. That's pretty much my goal in this game. So that's the other thing, is when your goal is to upgrade your ship, there's a lot of things in this game that kind of end up falling by the wayside, and that's kind of a here nor there. It's just how you play. It's up to you. For example, the story and the background of power play and who's the power figures and stuff. It's like, if you go back and watch some of my older episodes, I've done some of that stuff, but I've never been very invested in it. I've always been invested in my ship. I wanted bigger, badder ships. I wanted to blow up more stuff. I wanted to do that kind of stuff and make more money. So I've kind of sidelined engineering until now, and we're going to look into it a little bit, and I'll probably explain myself a little bit when I get there and see if I can get access to it, or if I have to do some stuff. I'm not really sure, but that's probably where the bulk of any activity today is going to come from, is if we're doing stuff to get in with the Mafia. So I'm gonna, with that little setup, I'm gonna go ahead and jump ahead till when we get there. Alright, so we have arrived, though things are not exactly going according to plan. So the engineer in question is located somewhere off of Makalu. Pretty sure that's how I'm supposed to say that, probably not. But it's supposed to be on a planetary area called Demolition Unlimited, I believe. And obviously that's not listed here. So I'm kind of thinking I'm probably going to have to make friends first, and then I'll actually be able to be introduced to said engineer. And it was a little interesting as well, because when I landed, the comm person for the tower actually said that a civil war was affecting the area, so be careful who you side with, Commander, or something like that. And I was like, interesting. So here you see the third one down is the Eurybia Blue Mafia. That's the ones that we want to boost their influence, or make friends with them, or at least something along those lines. So they are at a civil war with what seems to be the Empire, or at least the Empire-aligned factions. So we have a couple of different options. One is to do the conflict zones, which I've seen one or two of them in here somewhere. There's one here, which isn't too far away. But we've had mixed results with conflict zones, so I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. So we're going to check the mission board first and see what we come up with, because I don't know. Power down. These look interesting. Of course, I already disabled my SRV hangar, so that's nice. Let's see. Who's... Oh, I need to be looking... Okay, so this guy here, or girl, here is the Blue Mafia representative, so all of these missions should be for them. So doing something like this would probably... This mission may require the use of an SRV. I wonder if it actually requires the use of an SRV, or since it's disabled the fuel depot power grid, because I just get really low and fire that way. I don't really feel like doing a courier job. Pooh. We might just do the conflict zones, I'm thinking, for this episode, because I don't really... I'm having a bit of a time situation today, so I don't have a whole lot of time to spend on the off-camera work, and getting here actually ate up most of that time. I might not even do very many cuts after this, actually. So we're gonna head over here and try out the conflict zone, hope we don't die, kind of try and play it a little bit safe and smart, and take out smaller stragglers and things like that, not try and bite off more than we can chew. I do have to remember that I don't have my docking computer as well, so there's that. Okay. Not that it really helps when you're leaving the system, but still I have to remember that I don't have that anymore. But yeah, so we're gonna head over this way and try out the conflict. It is a high intensity, of course, so that's fun. Alright, let's get to going. Now, the only other thing, the reason I was here, and I was planning on discussing this when I actually could look at the panel, but the way this looks, I have to make them kind of be friends with them first. Before I'll actually... I'm thinking, I could be doing it wrong and there's just another way to unlock it, but I'm thinking I have to, since that's the introduction requirement, I think that was what was said to be the introduction requirement, I have to get some kind of influence going with the Mafia here before they introduce the engineer. And really this is a three-step process, because the engineer in question is not really somebody that I need that much. All they really do is work on hull reinforcement and armor reinforcement. Or engineering, whatever you want to call it. Oh, and I also found a cool little trick on a YouTube video that I saw the other day, and that's for ease of approach, set A button, in my case it's the 7 key, and you'll notice my throttle just set, so it's set it to 75%. And as soon as you do that, you'll never be going too fast, basically, and then just keep your hand off the throttle at that point. So that's a fun little easy tip rather than having to get the bar right where you need it, kind of thing, for any of you having difficulty with approaches. But yeah, so the idea here is I actually had to Google it, because like I said, there's a bunch of engineers that you don't have access to, and I don't really understand why there isn't an in-game, or at least if there is, I'm not seeing it, but an in-game representation of how to know there's others and where to find them and stuff like that, rather than just wandering aimlessly trying to find stuff. I mean, I don't mind them saying, you know, oh, and I don't think I mentioned it, but I also changed out my point defense for 2 grade A shield boosters, so hopefully that'll help reinforce the bi-weaves a little bit more. Alright, so what we want to do is set our faction to the Blue Mafia, and then target that person who's attacking. Why can't I target them? That's an annoyance that I've run into a couple of times, is it'll lock onto missiles and stuff, but it won't detect the most hostile thing as the thing's shooting at you, which is kind of weird. What is this thing blinking? Oh, a Conda! Okay. So I'm only going after this because there's 3 other guys around it, not because this is a straggler and a smart move. And I feel like it should have gone without saying, I guess, in a way. But we're not playing in the beta. Did something just fly through me? That looked like something just flew through me. Why did it go white? What was that? I've lost signal on stuff before, but I've never had the target go white before. That's weird. But yeah, I feel like that should, at this point that we're in our gunship and stuff, I feel like that should go without saying. But, you know, let's also get our fighter out here. Because that seems like it'd be a good idea.
The odds aren't stacked in our favor, Commander. Let's try to split these targets up.
Yeah, the odds are definitely not in our favor.
Ready for action.
Let's see if we can do some damage now. But yeah, I probably won't be doing a whole lot this episode. I want to do things a bit smarter and kind of
down to 50%.
Wow!
Hull is critical. Not sure how much longer I can hold out.
Oh, there you go.
Fighter is toast, Commander.
Less.
Didn't stand a chance.
I got somebody else on my tail over here. That's not good. I was hoping we'd have a little bit of an easier time, considering there was a couple of green guys, but now I'm pulling too much aggro, it looks like. If I can just get this Conda blown up. There we go. We got a Viper. And I'm really not... Actually, I might back off a little bit and play some defense here for a minute. Let them kind of try and... I do think I'm liking the shield boosters so far. It probably will impact the recharge time, but I do feel like they're making things a bit sturdier, and I'm holding up a little bit better. Like I was saying, in case you were wondering why I'm not firing, I'm just playing safe. We've got a lot of red guys around us and not too many greens at the moment, so I'm trying not to attract too much attention until my shields are back up. Alright, so at this point, I'm in a much better spot now. So now, I can say hi. Oh yeah, I could have used my other fighter too, while I was waiting. Oh well. Didn't think about that. But yeah, so the overall point is, if you look up what engineers do what, eventually I found that you have to do enough with one engineer for them to introduce more advanced ones or different ones or whatever. Really? This little dude? Hi, how are you? So the idea... Oh, I got somebody else shooting at me. Who are you? Really? Akanda? Why? What did I ever do to you? Alright, let's actually see if we can bail on him and get away. I'm gonna drift out here into this spot where there isn't really any people. Get my shields back. Let's throw our fighter out there.
Okay, Commander. Releasing the fighter. Multiple hostiles in this area, Commander. Let's go to work.
Let's go over for here, I think.
Link established. Awaiting instructions.
It's a little fighter, but like I said, we're going for quantity over quality. I think we're just trying to get some points with the mob. But yeah, so I'm trying to unlock this one because then they'll lead to another one that does power distributors, power plants, stuff like that. And then the third one they unlock is beam lasers, which is my ultimate goal. That's what I'm really after. The Dweller, I believe, will do beam lasers, but only up to a grade 3, I think. And it also requires black market stuff, which I hadn't done anything of, so, you know, I wasn't really doing that at the moment. So that's kind of the plan going on here, and why I switched gears and came out this way to do stuff with this. Whoa, the shields on that thing! Wow, they come back fast. Alright. Where is my fighter, and why is he not doing more to this fighter? Because fighters seem like something a fighter should be handling. I'm having a hard time hitting this little dude. I mean, it's kind of a give and take. It's harder to hit the little fighter, but he's also not doing as much damage as a Conda would be. So, you know. Man, where... Oh, I guess my fighter is doing some stuff. He's out there with him. Alright, I got another guy on me.
Multiple hostiles in this area, Commander. Let's
Sweet.
go to work.
You rang. Oh, you and your chaff, get away from me. Whoa! I don't know what kind of a maneuver that was, but that was a maneuver and a half. Alright, what is this guy? This is what annoys me, is when, like, there's somebody random way out in the distance and they decide to attack me. Kind of like, what? What happened there?
Shields are down to nil. Need to get
Whoa!
out of fire, Link Commander.
Did he just... Somebody just blew up or ran into something. really sure which happened there. Unless this Asp has another, like, fighter or something fighting for him. Yeah, just don't know by what. I will say, beam lasers are kind of cool in that regard. If you get close enough, you can just kind of use them anyway. Wait, why is he... See, this is what I don't get. Why did he go not enemy anymore? That was really weird.
Multiple hostiles in this area, Commander. Let's go to work.
Get his shields down. Man, he keeps using shield cells. I cannot get his shields down. This guy's annoying. Oh, use the heat sink. Haha! See? I'm getting it, people. Getting used to things.
I'm running without shields. Cover me, Commander.
I don't know who's attacking you, dude. It's hard for me to cover you. You like them apples? Man, okay, I just noticed he is an elite. That's probably why I'm having such a problem with it. But look at the shields! I cannot get his shields down for anything. This is nuts. I mean, I get that you're elite, but still. You should be able to take your shields down at least. At least once. So far between his chaff and his shield cells, I haven't been able to break them. Oh, keep him in sights. Almost got him, almost got him, almost got him, almost got him. Stop it!
I need support, Commander.
Come on! Get him! Get him! Lock onto something. Finally! Wow! That took way too long. Whew. It was a piece of work. Get some strafe damage in there. There we go. Please die. Thank you. Alrighty. Next. Not doing too bad. Not doing too terrible. Actually, I didn't even end up using my chain guns on him. I didn't even realize that. I wasn't paying attention. I thought his shields were up.
Target down.
Alright.
I think that's all of them. Good work, Commander.
All of them so far. We got a vulture. Alrighty. Yeah, so this should help.
In this area, Commander. Let's go to work.
This will make us a little bit of a credit balance as well. That's the other nice part about this, but yeah, so if I remember correctly on the wiki that I looked up, you have to get in with the mob, and then when you meet her, you have to bring her something. I think it's like I don't know, it was like 10 something of an item. Or some amount of an item, so that's why I equipped the cargo. Who's attacking me? That's why I equipped the cargo rack. How do I always end up under attack from the people I'm not attacking? Doesn't make any sense. Alright, let's see how these shields hold up. We're doing really good, but we haven't really been under too much fire at the moment, luckily. Not trying to jinx it or anything.
I'm under fire, Commander. Taking damage.
But, I've actually been doing pretty decent. So, I'm also kind of trying to test out the shield-boosted bi-weaves and see how they hold up. I'd really like to get this, whatever this is, off of my tail that just keeps bleeding my shields. That would be cool. Stop doing that. I have ever been attacked by a Type 9 before. That's a new one for me. But whatever. Come on, come on. Take the shields out at least. And they use a shield cell. And they're back to full. Lovely. Every time I go after one, something else shoots me. When I go after the one that's shooting me, something else shoots me. I just cannot keep... Oh, it's a little fighter. Alright. I'm actually going to leave him alone because the Type 9 concerns me more. Come on. Up on him. That thing moves like a tank. How come I can't get up on him? To pay attention to... Oh my gosh, he used another... Fine, two can play that game. Come on, shields.
Shields
Thank
are
you.
I need support, Commander. I need to get away from the freight, Commander. The ship can't take any more punishment.
Alright, so I lost my fighter.
Commander. It didn't stand a chance.
Come on, man! How is it their shield cells work so much faster and much more effective? Oh my gosh, get this stupid fighter off of me. It's very disheartening to me when a little fighter will take your shields down while you're busy fighting a huge ship. It's like I'm over here dealing with, you know what, let's just bail. This is just not good. Oh, okay, it wasn't a little fighter. That makes me feel a little better. You know what? I'm actually going to try and just get away from him and jump. Use the last of our heat sink or our shield cells. Okay, he's breaking off. Nope, didn't want to do that. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to head back to the base, and we're going to find out if we did enough to unlock this next person and see where we can go from there. Alrighty, so we're back. I went to a different station. It was closer this time. So we're back here. My hope is that when I turn in these combat bonds, that we'll be able to get some kind of, oh, I had bounty vouchers that went unclaimed. Why not? And intel packages? I guess? Alright. Let's see. What was this one about? Empire reputation. Nah. So I didn't get enough to change my reputation with the Mafia, apparently, which is what I needed. So, anyways, yeah, if you guys have any more advice on ways to better improve the relations with the Mafia, that would be welcomed. But I think it's just one of those, I need to eventually do the engineering, and I need to get to some of these engineers to do what I want to do. So, wasn't quite as much action stuff this episode as I was hoping for, but like I said, at some point I just have to do it, and I haven't really been doing it off camera, so it just needed to be done. So it's important that we start getting some of these unlocked and get going with them. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. In the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.